Good morning and welcome to the Senior Hour, which is sponsored by Comfort Keepers in Home Care and Santa Clarita Hearing Center. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host,
Dr. Jean Dorio.
on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS. This is a show for, about, and by seniors, giving information to enhance one's quality of life. And speaking of quality of life, our guest this morning is Dr. Ginny Veloz. She's the owner of the Santa Clarita Hearing Center. How are you doing? It's good to see you again.
I'm good, thank you.
Welcome,
Good to be
Jenny.
here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So what's
Beautiful
on the
day
menu?
in Santa Clarita.
Beautiful day.
Yeah.
Well, the
But
first,
we can see that, and that's great, So, but how about if we can't hear?
Did you hear the birds?
Then, and this is if you can't hear birds flying or horns honking, you're at a deficit, aren't you?
That's right. Well, the first thing I want to say is last time we were together, I went home with some homework to do. I had heard through the grapevine about the fact that you are able to text 911 if you're unable to use the phone for any reason, which can certainly be for some of our hearing impaired people who have a difficult time hearing on the phone. And I did speak with the sheriff's department, and that is true. You can text 911 if you have an emergency. Whether it is difficult to hear on the phone, or if you're in a situation where you're not able to talk, like you're hiding, or it's a domestic violence situation. If you cannot talk on the phone, then you can type in your need to 911 and send it off, and they will respond. So there you go.
Wow.
On
So
the
do you
cell
just
phone?
put in 911 and hit
Yes.
go?
You
Okay.
it's where you would put the phone number, you would type 911, and then you would type your message in, like you're texting somebody whatever you need, and you hit send, and it will go to 911, and they will respond to you.
Oh, wow. That's
Yes.
great to know.
Yes.
Oh.
How did I not know this? How did we not know this?
I didn't know it.
I know. I think it's
I did
super
not know
important.
that.
Very, very important to know.
Absolutely.
So yeah, there you go.
That is
Yeah.
amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. How long has this been going on?
I have no idea. I'm assuming since we've been able to text and there's been 911.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
But who would have known? This should be out there a
I
little
know.
broader for
maybe
the
it's
community.
Yes, and
maybe it's not out there for a reason.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know why it wouldn't be. I don't think
Exactly.
it would be abused. People, because they kind of have your phone number too, where you're texting from, so it reveals who you are for 911.
It's certainly easier to talk, so I would think most people in the case of an emergency would, call 911.
Right.
But for people like my cochlear implant patient who has a hard time hearing on the phone and understanding what people are saying, she was not able to, she wouldn't be able to call and listen to somebody on the other end of the line ask questions. So
Does she have a life alert?
No, I don't think so. But this was for a trip she was taking. She was going to be driving, and she was afraid if her car broke down and she needed help, what was she going to do? I mean, not just a car breakdown, but if there was an emergency, if there was an accident, if there was something, what would she do? And so we found out you can text 911 and let them know what your emergency is that way if you need to.
Wow.
I wonder how often that's utilized.
No idea.
Not
No
much
idea.
if people don't know about it.
Yeah.
Exactly. And, if indeed people have utilized it, we need to know. We need to know because there might be circumstances that we are not thinking about where you can't talk or you can't hear, but there might be circumstances where you need to do that, and, if you don't know to do it, it limits the tools that you have to, get out of your emergency situation.
I mean, if you're in your home and you're hiding in the closet because of something that is, a threat, and you're afraid to call and talk and give away where you are, it would be nice to know you can text.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should figure out. Maybe we can talk to the sheriffs and find out. I can work on trying to get that information.
Yeah, I don't know
And
why they
you know,
don't. Yeah.
I don't understand why. It doesn't make any sense unless they feel they would be overwhelmed.
and that's why I don't think they would be.
Right.
And like I said, your number is going to be revealed with 911, so you can't hide yourself and play games with it. You know, so you know that's. I think the public is just not. Most of the public is not aware of this, and we're certainly enlightened now. But I think we need to put it out there somehow, some way. KHTS can help us do that.
Yeah, and I'm certainly through my clinic letting all my patients know that if you do have trouble hearing and understanding what's being said on the other end of the phone, that you can use this service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe we can write an article, or see if somebody wants to write an article from KHTS on this.
Yeah.
Where would they put it? In the newspaper?
And no, in
On Facebook?
The newsletter from KHTS. It's pretty broad and well read in Santa Clarita.
Oh, you
So
mean
that
the
I think would be
wellness.
that would be the first place to start.
That's
So
a good idea.
let's work on that. Let's see if Jerry and Carl will take up the banner on this and move it forward for all of us.
Yeah. That sounds like a plan.
Good job. This is great.
That would be incredible. It really would.
Yeah.
It would be helpful to so many people.
Mhm.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
let us know what happened, what you find out, Jean.
Okay, I will
Wow.
do that. That's my homework.
Yes,
Your
that's
homework
interesting.
this time. Yes.
Well, at least you'll have something to do.
Oh, yeah, we all kind of do, don't we? But then again, going back to hearing or a lack of hearing, it plays a huge role when one cannot hear. The quality of life is markedly affected. And we talked about cochlear implants, but there's a wide range of hearing loss, and most people, for the most part, most people don't know they have a hearing loss. That's one of the big problems that we try to communicate to them. But not just in emergencies, but for regular living, one has to be able to have some amount of hearing or a way to hear, the tools for it. And when you're at that deficit, it affects the long run how you do. And we're trying to get our older adults especially to live and age in place. And one of the ways is assuring that they can see well enough, hear well enough, chew and eat well enough, and live a reasonable life at home. But when it's not available, Jenny, then hearing and loss of hearing plays a big role, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And I find that a lot of times, those of us who are caregivers or family or friends of people who are having difficulty hearing, we enable it.
Right.
In the restaurant, it's the waitress comes up and says, what kind of dressing would you like on your salad? My dad has no clue what she said, so my mom says he likes ranch. And it's not helping my dad with the fact that he is having trouble hearing and he needs to do something about it, right?
Well, it's interesting. I'm saying this from a personal experience. Sometimes you don't realize that you're losing your hearing because most of the time it's a very gradual situation. And you hear something and you assume that's what it is, and then as it gets worse you still think that, oh yeah, that's right,
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly what it was.
Yes.
And that happens very, very slowly
Mm-hmm.
with normal hearing loss as opposed to something drastic happening.
Mm-hmm.
Normal hearing loss from wear and tear on the ears is, you're right, it's a very slow and gradual thing. And typically, in my experience, it's those around us who notice it before us,
Hmm.
Yep.
because we're
So,
the ones who are saying, hey, what do you want for dinner? And there's no response. I said, we're having to repeat ourselves. We're having to help interpret in a noisy restaurant what the waitress is asking, things like that. We're noticing it first. Um, and when we say, hey, I think maybe we should go get a hearing test, maybe just to get a baseline, let's get a hearing test instead of kicking back on it and saying, well, you don't talk, you don't speak clearly, you don't speak loud enough, you always talk to me when you're walking away from me, um, things like that.
yeah.
We know,
Well,
I
why
know
don't
you.
we?
I've
I know
been
what you're
through it.
thinking.
I've been through it. Yeah, I've been through it. And it's interesting because Russ didn't realize, or maybe did not want to accept the fact that that he was beginning to lose his hearing, because I'd respond to him and he'd say, "What did you say? I didn't hear you,"
Mm-hmm.
you know? And I kept thinking to myself, something's not right here. And when I
Right.
approached him with it, he said, "There's nothing wrong with my hearing,"
Mm-hmm.
you know?
That's right.
So,
And I,
so
I can understand, after speaking with you for so many times, I can understand why he did that.
Mm-hmm.
He did not want to accept the fact that, "Ooh, well, maybe no, I'm not deaf. I'm not going deaf." But
Exactly.
it's such a gradual thing, like I say, with everyone. And Russ was in his 80s, in his mid 80s, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's quite a few years of gradual loss of hearing,
Yes.
and you just don't realize it.
Yes.
It's
And
amazing.
so
mm-hmm.
how about our listeners, helping our listeners understand the symptoms that uh, individuals have when they're starting to lose their hearing, and understanding, first of all, it could happen at any age,
Any
whether it be
age.
80 or 40, you could be losing your hearing.
Mm-hmm.
But just like Barbara said, sometimes uh, Russ would say, no, it was denial that he was losing his hearing. But there are other symptoms, and the most common one Barbara and I know. She delivered home. Barbara delivered home delivered meals, Meals on Wheels. Um, when you are approaching an individual's house from the street, you can hear the TV.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the door is closed, the windows are closed, you can hear the TV. So their TV is blasting away,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, that suggests maybe they have a hearing deficit. I mean, there are other things that we probably should go over too. That if you don't mind, Jenny, throwing
Whoops.
some things out, the symptoms that cupping your hand and saying what, huh,
Mm-hmm.
things like that. These are kind of clues to us saying, hey, you might be losing your hearing.
Mm-hmm. Like you guys would walk up on a house and you could hear the TV from the street. For me, a lot of times I call people
Mm-hmm.
and their TV is so loud in the background that I could barely hear them on
Very
the
good.
phone. Like you said, the cupping of the ear, the leaning in. When we're talking,
Mm-hmm.
we have a hard time. We just subconsciously lean closer. Um, um, Asking to repeat.
Repeat.
People
Yeah.
asking to speak slowly. People saying, "Would you look at me when you talk to me?"
Mm-hmm.
Even though they don't realize that's a sign of hearing loss, those are all signs of hearing loss. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Or maybe they didn't hear the fire engine approaching them or the ambulance approaching them,
Hmm.
and they're not going over to the side or even acknowledging that there's an emergency vehicle close by. I mean, that gets to be tough. And now for me, now with telemedicine, there are individuals, here you are on the computer and the person is constantly saying, what? Can you repeat that, doctor? Or sometimes they don't. What happens if they have that hearing deficit and they're talking to their doctor, whether it be by phone or on computer, and they're not getting all the information? They might hear, take this medicine one time a day, but instead they're really supposed to take it 2 times a day.
Right.
They could miss that. So there are some clues, that symptoms that people have that we don't even think about, but should be all of a sudden open your eyes a little bit to your loved one, that something is amiss, something is wrong. And
Right.
it's going to adversely affect them, Jenny, because when they can't hear, sometimes it takes them in a different direction.
Yeah, complete wrong direction.
Wrong
Absolutely.
direction, right?
I think about it like I've always thought about hearing loss being so gradual and sneaking up on you. It's sort of like when you start adding extra pounds. You don't really
Mm-hmm.
notice it. It happens very slowly, and you don't
Yes.
notice it till you put those pair of pants on, and you
Whoops.
go, "Well, they shrunk in the dryer." It's a very slow, sort of gradual thing, and you know, the people are, the caregivers, the family, the friends, we need to be that pair of pants, to be the ones to say, I think there's been a change,
Yep.
and let's just check it out. Doesn't hurt to check it out. Hearing test is very easy. It's very quick, maybe 15 minutes, and there's no pain. You just everything's comfortable. You put some headphones on and you listen for some sounds, and you push a button when you hear them, and then you repeat some words back.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really simple, easy thing compared to some of the other much more invasive things that we do for our
Mm-hmm.
health every year. Um, it's pretty simple, and it's a really good thing to have on your record, to have this baseline hearing test, so we have something to compare to in the future.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think that individuals have to realize that um, they will, sometimes it's real simple also, the problem that they're facing, and it's not really the mechanism of hearing that's the problem. It's maybe a part of it, like wax
Hmm.
or water from the shower, and they're not here, and then the water comes out or the wax is removed, then they can hear again and they're fine.
Hmm.
But you're right in terms of the actual hearing test. Get it done. You get a baseline, and you get an appreciation, and because it occurs so slowly with time, many a time, you can start seeing that slow transition from regular hearing to a deficit hearing, where at some point you might then have to say, we need to do something about this and intervene.
Right. Absolutely. And I might say, I'm seeing it starting, but there's no need to do anything now. Let's give it
Mm-hmm.
some time, and we'll see you in another year or two, and we'll kind of reevaluate and see where we are. Just because you get your hearing tested doesn't mean that you are old. It doesn't mean you need hearing aids. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means that you're taking care of your health. And as we can see, what we've talked about in this short time, it's not just talking to people at the dinner table, it's hearing emergency vehicles, it's being able to communicate with 911 operators in the event of, an emergency. It's it's so much more than just hearing. Just it's everything. It has a little piece of everything that we do.
Yes.
It's so important. Um, I can't say it enough.
Really, that's very true. It is. And Dr. Velos, we need to take a break.
Okay.
Okay? I'm Barbara Cochran with my co host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS.
This is a Rita's Daybreak. There's a huge crowd at Rita's. With so many amazing flavors, every day's a treat. Let's see what folks are celebrating.
I lost my first tooth.
No more training wheels.
My dog photo got 37 likes.
3 kids, 3 activities, 0 meltdowns. There you have it. Layer it, blend it, or drink it with Italian ice and creamy custard. So many reasons to celebrate at Rita's. This has been a Rita's Daybreak.
Be cool, Rita, Rita's.
We salute our veterans who sacrifice for our freedom. Every week, we share an inspirational story of a local veteran on our Hometown Heroes page at hometownstation.com. Thanks to our good friends at Eternal Valley.
I'm Richard Nunnally, General Manager of Eternal Valley Memorial Park and Mortuary. We believe taking care of each other is what community is all about. We're proud to bring you the stories of our hometown heroes.
Eternal Valley, life well celebrated.
Visit hometownstation.com, sponsored by Eternal Valley.
Great healthcare just got easier and more convenient in Canyon Country. Facey Canyon Country is now open directly off the Soledad Canyon exit off the 14 freeway. The 37,000 square foot clinic houses Facey Medical Group primary care physicians, pediatricians, and specialists. Facey has easy 24/7 online appointment scheduling for PCPs and PEDS. For more information or to make an appointment, visit facey.com. That's FACEY.com.
Accidents happen, but rest assured Patterson's Collision Center is here to help. Patterson's is a family-owned and operated collision repair facility providing the Santa Clarita Valley with premium collision repairs. Patterson's prides itself on being the only California-certified green repair shop in all of Santa Clarita. They are insurance claim specialists and even offer payment plans for your deductible. For personalized, friendly service, visit pattersonscollisioncenter.com. or call 294-1011 and let Patterson's Collision Center help ease your worries today.
If you're in need of physical therapy, check out Focus Physical Therapy. Owner and therapist Adam Laraway has the latest in cutting-edge technology, introducing the Newbie, the ultimate in neuromuscular re-education. The Newbie can help you heal up to 70% faster and was FDA cleared in September 2017. The Newbie uses pulse direct current, which mimics the same neurological signals the brain uses and allows the therapist to identify those signals with 100% accuracy. Newbie can even help improve your sleep while tackling issues with neck, knee, and shoulder pain, sciatica, and arthritis. It can accelerate your fitness progress, which means better results in less sessions. Get stronger quicker. Why not use the same technology that the Dodgers and the LA Clippers use? Focus PT, located on Peachland off Lyons in Newhall. Call 255-4205. Go online at focusphysicaltherapyscv.com.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS. And we're speaking with Dr. Ginny Veloz, owner of the Santa Clarita Hearing Center, one of our sponsors.
That's me.
Yes, yes.
So I wanted to, if we could, talk a little bit about Medicare and the Medicare Advantage programs that come along with that are options for people. I've seen a lot of commercials lately, and there's a lot of advertising about these Medicare Advantage programs that have benefits assigned to them for hearing aids. And it's a very different kind of situation, and I just sort of want to quickly go over how these programs work so that people are clear on what to expect. If you purchase these Advantage programs to go along with Medicare, and they do have a benefit for hearing aids, it doesn't mean you get hearing aids for free. It means you're getting the opportunity to purchase hearing aids at a discounted price. They are discounted hearing aids. In some cases, they are sort of private labeled, very basic technology, and in other cases, they're not. A lot of insurance companies, including Medicare, are making these programs available. They go through what we call a third-party payer, which is going to be something like Hearing Care Solutions or True Hearing or United Healthcare Hearing. These are companies that do not have offices like mine. They don't have hearing doctors on staff. They simply are take orders and place orders and send orders. That's all they do. They have their relationship with the insurance companies and whatever that is. I'm not privy to that. And then they hire people like me to do the work. So if you've been a patient of mine for many years and you're on Medicare and you have a benefit of, I get this amount of money, X amount of money to use towards hearing aids, you're not going to purchase the hearing aids from me. You're going to purchase them from one of these third-party payers. And I can facilitate the process generally by placing the order through the portals that they offer to us. But we're at their mercy. If it takes them a month to process the paperwork, it takes them a month. There's nothing I can do about that. If you were purchasing directly from me like you had been in the past, I can order hearing aids in the morning and have them there the next day. That's sort of how that works. But in a lot of cases, these benefits that are available to you, as much as I don't like them because it really affects the way I do business, they're good benefits. And I'm going to tell you, you got to do it. You got to go through these companies, because if you're given $4,000 to use, why are you going to pull that out of your own bank account and use it? Use the benefit. I'll help you as much as I can help you. I will be ordering them for you. I will be fitting them on you just like before. I will be answering your questions just like before, but your services are going to be limited. You're going to be given a certain amount of visits, maybe only for 1 year. You may only get 3 visits, and after that, you're going to have to pay out of pocket for the visits. So it's a very different kind of way than we're used to. As the providers, we're not thrilled with it. As the patients, you may not be thrilled with it because it's not as easy as it was before. If there's a benefit that you have that I can work with or discount something and keep you from having to go through all of those hoops, I will do it. But if you've got a good benefit, I tell people, it's your choice, but why are you going to give up, $3,000 or $4,000? Does that make sense?
And it does, but does the product itself, are they up to par, you think, and adequate enough? It sounds like you're saying that it is, but Advantage plans, Medicare Advantage, that's HMO, and so I worry as a Medicare doctor. I know the difference between the original Medicare, which I provide to my patients, versus Advantage plans that are HMO and controlled by their organization. And I know that, sometimes the care, unfortunately, is through the Advantage plans is inferior. And that's sad to say, but, that's the truth. And I think a lot of the patients understand that, especially if you're healthy, you get good care because you're healthy. But if you're not healthy and you have major problems or some problems, the care they render could be cut rate. And I worry about, could the product, like a hearing aid, be as well cut rate? Jenny, is there any fear of that for our seniors who are listening that might, understand, well, I'm in a Advantage plan, but, will the quality of my hearing exam or my hearing hearing aid be good enough for me to support my hearing and allow me to have that quality of life.
The hearing exam is done by me, whether you are Medicare, Advantage, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, paying cash, it doesn't matter. Your hearing test is going to be done by me, so it's going to be done very, very effectively and
Good.
thoroughly. So I don't take that into account. I don't cut corners for anybody when it comes to diagnostics. If you were Medicare Advantage plan and you were a retired school teacher, and the retired school teachers, they're going through one of these third-party payers now, and they have a pretty good benefit. You're going to get the same hearing aid that I would give to anybody else. It's your choice if you want to pay a little bit more and get top of the line, or take what your insurance covers. It's going to be the same technology, and the most important thing about a hearing aid is the person who's programming it, because hearing aids are just a blank computer chip. They're just a blank slate. It's who's programming the device. Is that hearing doctor educated, and do they know what they're doing to program the device? It's based off of the hearing test that was done, so we got to make sure we get a good diagnostic hearing test. But it's also based off of, what do you need the device to do for you? We all have different, I want to be able to hear in church. That's what I'm missing what the priest is saying. That's where I spend my time. That's what's important to me. Then that is what I need to make sure the hearing aid does. Whether it's I enjoy eating out and I'm struggling there, or I don't go out. I live alone. I just want to hear what the people are saying on TV. I need to know what your needs are, and my job is to make those hearing aids work the best I can for you.
For that need.
For that need.
Absolutely.
Now, there's other third-party plans that will say you can get a hearing aid for $400 or $600. You have two options. You have a premium and you have a
less than.
Yeah. Now, those are going to be private labeled, and those are going to be a little bit less than, and we're limited. That's all you get. So you have to decide, do I want to take less than, and then on top of that, pay for my visits after 1 year or whatever the contracted plan is. Now, that may end up costing you more in the long run. So when I say to you, maybe it's best not to utilize that plan, and I can get you something very close to that cost, but I'm going to include your batteries. I'm going to include your office visits. I'm going to do all of that for you. It's time to have a real, honest discussion about that. And for me personally, I can't speak for any other office or provider in the Valley, but every single person who sits across from me that I talk to, I treat the way I want my mom treated when she goes in to see somebody. It's clear, it's honest. I stand by what I say, and I'm going to tell you what I think is best for you. And then we have a discussion about it. But in some cases, if you want to go the cheap route and get a cheaper device, that's your choice, but I'm honest with you about it. You cannot take a Honda Civic to a car race and expect it to win the Indy 500. You have to have realistic expectations.
Yes.
You have to have realistic expectations.
That's a great analogy. Really great, yes.
But the good part about this is that they do utilize providers like myself who are going to, continue education, who know what they're doing, who treat everybody with the respect that they deserve, and program the devices and listen to the patient and do what needs to be done, instead of somebody who doesn't have all of that. At least you're still able to come to me.
That's right.
I don't know. I just understand that there's some providers who, this is a big change for us in our field because we're used to doing, you pay us, we purchase the hearing aids, we do all of the work, and it's a very set kind of way. We've been doing this for, I don't know, 70 years. This is the way it's been done, and it's changed. And that's a whole nother conversation about why it's changed that I won't get into. But there's providers that are resistant to the change and say, well, it's not fair that I'm still doing the same amount of work that I've always done, but now I'm getting paid a portion, just a little small. That's not your issue. You're the patient. You're doing what's best for you, and I'm going to do what's best for you. You need to.
Do you think, though, do you think, Jenny, though, in terms of this conversation, this good conversation we're having related to Medicare, we talk about Advantage plans being able to offer hearing aids, but what if Medicare in general were able to offer hearing aids? What do you think about that whole structure that we could head into that would give patients more options available to them and different degrees? Because we do that in, I think with glasses and things like that now too. Why can't we do it with hearing aids? Offer it and be able to have different layers for what you might want to pay.
I mean, that would be wonderful. I mean, at least give something to people to utilize that might cover something very simple and basic, and then allow them to upgrade and pay out of pocket to improve the technology if they choose. That would be great. That would be fair. I get this all the time. Well, Medicare is for people who are 65 and over, and that's who needs hearing aids. Why wouldn't they cover that? And I don't know what to tell people. I don't know why they don't cover it. I mean,
well, it's probably a political and a financial issue. I think Barbara and I have been dealing with this for so long. We understand that, but I think there's a big push for many of us to look into Medicare covering not only hearing aids but eyeglasses as well as dental work. These are the basics of life, and in exploring this, I think when we talk about quality of life issues, when we talk about aging in place, we have to have individuals being able to watch their TV with good glasses, hear their TV with good hearing aids, and chew their food and their snacks while they're watching TV and hearing it. So these are all the things that we need to be doing and include that, roll that into Medicare. But that discussion needs to start taking place, and we have not done that.
Yeah, it really does. And when I look at it from the hearing aspect, and I see that when we are not treating a hearing loss and the strain that it puts on our bodies, when I start seeing people who begin to avoid doing the things that they once liked to do because they don't hear well, and they start with the depression, they start with anxiety. Now there's medication for anxiety, medication for depression, medication for sleep. Our blood pressure goes up, our heart, disease, our everything, that little ailment that we had is now worse. We're spending more and more on pills to treat these things rather than going to the source of, if I can get you hearing and I can get you out exercising and I can get you enjoying your life and your quality of life. I've seen people's medications go down. I've seen them go off their antidepressants. I've seen this. And that seems to be a way that Medicare, I would think, would save a whole lot of money.
You would think so, wouldn't you? It's really amazing.
You would think so.
But anyway, we have to take another break, and we'll be back in a few minutes to continue this very interesting portion of conversation. Yes, I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, station 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS.
Are you looking for educational flexibility and choice? Look no further than your front door. Au.D Exploration's independent study program is passionate about personalized learning. Our mission is to inspire learners to become creative problem solvers, compassionate leaders, conscientious collaborators, and responsible citizens who develop a lifelong love of learning. Our families partner with a credentialed teacher to customize each child's educational path. Families access community partners to choose a variety of in-person, online, and at-home options to create an optimal learning environment for each learner. Our program also values community, and through a variety of field studies, service projects, park days, and family gatherings, we provide many opportunities to foster friendships. Because there are currently in-person limitations due to COVID, we are offering activities online through webinars and virtual field trips. Au.D Exploration is a tuition-free, independent study charter school program serving grades TK through 12 in Los Angeles, Orange, Kern, San Bernardino, and Ventura counties. To learn more about our program, visit ileadexploration.org. iLead Schools, free to think, inspired to lead.
Consumers Furniture is back open for your business. The safety of our community and our staff, above all, is most important to us. We will provide a safe and clean environment for you to find the perfect piece of furniture for your home. To help you with your purchase, we are offering 25% off your entire order or 24 months same as cash financing. And for our awesome essential workers, we will deliver locally your furniture free of charge. Consumers Furniture is located in the Center Point Shopping Center below Sam's Club and Walmart.
This is my town. This is my town.
This is my town.
This is our town. Hey, Santa Clarita, this is our town, and we're protecting our home and environment by recycling bottles and cans.
It makes a difference. Here and here.
Take your bottles and cans to a redemption center or toss them in your recycling bin. Visit greensantaclarita.com for more information. This message is from Cal Recycling, the city of Santa Clarita.
If you're in need of physical therapy, check out Focus Physical Therapy. Owner and therapist Adam Laraway has the latest in cutting-edge technology, introducing the Newbie, the ultimate in neuromuscular re-education. The Newbie can help you heal up to 70% faster and was FDA cleared in September 2017. The Newbie uses pulse direct current, which mimics the same neurological signals the brain uses and allows the therapist to identify those signals with 100% accuracy. Newbie can even help improve your sleep while tackling issues with neck, knee, and shoulder pain, sciatica, and arthritis. It can accelerate your fitness progress, which means better results in less sessions. Get stronger quicker. Why not use the same technology that the Dodgers and the LA Clippers use? Focus PT, located on Peachland off Lyons in Newhall. Call 255-4205. Go online at focusphysicaltherapyscv.com.
Loss of hearing can affect the quality of life. Santa Clarita Hearing Center can help. They specialize in both preventative hearing loss and corrective measures, including diagnostic tests, new technology hearing aids, cochlear implants, hearing protection, and tinnitus treatment. They can adjust your current hearing aids or fit you for new ones. Santa Clarita Hearing Center also offers sleep molds, swim molds, and musician monitors. Book an appointment today. Log on to SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com, located on McBean Parkway next to the hospital. That's SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com.
It's like no other station I've ever listened to. It's great.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS. And we're speaking with one of the sponsors of the Senior Hour. She's Dr. Ginny Veloz, who is the owner of the Santa Clarita Hearing Center. And let's continue what we were talking about before the break.
Yeah, about Medicare and whether, I don't know, were we talking about whether they would pay for hearing aids?
Well,
if they
we were going to lead up to that.
Yes. How and your question, as we led into the break, Jenny, was how are we going to move forward these efforts of getting dental work, eyeglasses, and hearing aids for older adults, for our seniors who are on Medicare?
Right.
And are there movements toward that? And I can tell you right now, in working with the county and also the state of California, I have been involved in meetings that discuss these issues. And I have brought these issues up like we have brought them up before on the senior hour and trying to convince legislators that this needs to be done. But, as we all know, Medicare is not an easy program to look at because it gets awfully confusing. Our Medicare Advantage, Medicare, original Medicare, secondary insurance, what the premiums are, blah, 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 blah. It gets very complicated. But, we now have looked at here in the state of California and developed a master plan for aging. And this was initiated in January and now we are looking at implementing this over the next 5 years to 10 years and trying to get individual seniors to age in place. And one of the ways we will be able to do that is by having programs which improve the quality of life for older adults, and that includes hearing aids, glasses, and dental work. So is this going to happen during our lifetime? Sadly, there are pessimists listening to the show right now thinking it ain't going to happen. And, they certainly might be right, but I'm
not
just
certain. They not might. They are right.
Yeah. But Jenny, I'm just happy to hear that morally and ethically you care about your patients. You care about your patients and this community. And I'm very proud that, we have you on the show, telling it like it is.
And being our sponsor.
It mean that too, but, whether you're our sponsor or not, you at least tell the truth about the situation that goes on because you have parents and you want their quality of life to always be sustained. So, thank you for, standing up, and we'll need for you and Barbara and myself and others in KHTS I know will as well stand up and say, no, this is the right thing to do for our seniors. They have to survive and they have to, we all have to move forward. And the tracks are being laid for that. So let's all hop on the train and see if we can get this going, Jenny. And, just thank you for being who you are and for doing what you're doing and, bringing forth an honest and great opinion that if we can indeed implement it, Jenny, we'll all have better lives and quality of life.
Absolutely, we will. And that's so vital.
And I will do with you, Dr. Dorio, at whatever level I can help. I'm happy to do so with laying that groundwork.
That's terrific, Ginny. And how can we reach you?
You can call me at my office, Santa Clarita Hearing Center. It's 661-388-4135. And you can find me on the Henry Mayo campus here off of McBean in Valencia.
And Building D?
Yep, Building D14.
And D14.
Dr. Ginny Veloz, thank you. We are sponsored by Cover Keepers In-Home Care and Santa Clarita Hearing Center. Listen to us next week on the Senior Hour. Now go and enhance your quality of life.